What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan, and I am back with Divorce Sisters, Season 1, Episode 16, Author of Confusion. Y'all, please don't be mad at me because I still have to give y'all Rhode Island, Atlanta tomorrow, and Bell Collective. I was thinking about combining, no, because I don't want to combine a reunion. So I will give y'all those 3 tomorrow, and I have a live tomorrow night with the Black Girls Den podcast. I'm trying to adjust my time because I know Friday, just skip to the 1 minute mark. So Friday, I think Love After Lockup comes on. I'm just trying to get everything adjusted, and I have to work as well this weekend, but I have to work Sunday. So anyway, with all of that being said, let's just get down to it. So, because first of all, because what you're gonna hear me say throughout this video is Geneva, come outside. I just want to talk. Anyway, so Geneva is in a car crying, playing victim. She said, she felt like that William is unalive. She felt like she unalive William. So Bridget goes back inside the church, and calls Tiffany and lets Tiffany know what happened to William. And I'm looking at Bridget like, ma'am, shut up. Stop talking. Anyway, she runs back to the car, and she has the sense that God actually gave a billy goat. Am I not saying that right? Because she was the one who asked, what about Anika? Justice for Anika, please. Because, girl. And then Geneva has this urgency now. All of a sudden, there's this urgency. And she was like, oh my God, I have to go get my daughter. I don't want her to see this. You literally been gone for overnight. You've been gone overnight. You stabbed a man last night, and you're sitting out in a church. It's the next day. So are you really worried about Anika? Anyway, because shout out to Anika, okay? Because she was saying the things I feel like we all wanted to say. So Geneva, they was trying to get Geneva to not drive. I guess they was going to drive her over there. But she was like, no, I have to go get my daughter. And I was like, Geneva, come outside. Come outside, sis. I just want to talk to you real quick. Come outside. Come outside. We outside. So everybody heads over to William and Geneva's house. Rashida tells Jeff, she's in the car, she tells Jeff, Geneva, what Geneva did to William. Tiffany then calls Javon and tells him what happened. Javon tells Tiffany to tell everybody not to say anything to the police. She was like, cool. So Jeff walks in William and Geneva's house to see Anika at the bottom of the stairs. William still laying over there in his pool of blood. And he calls the police. So Anika says to Jeff, my daddy is bleeding. He won't wake up. I was like, my God, on today, Geneva. Because why? Okay. So Jeff calls the police. Anika is asking what happened to her daddy. Where is her mommy? Is daddy going to be okay? So what pisses me off is the 911 operator. Like, she was like, what happened? Ma'am, he don't know what happened. Is the person who did it still there? Ma'am, if you don't get the police over here, we gonna come to the 911 station and beat your ass. Hurry up. Okay, y'all know my nerves was on 10. Okay, because Tyler, Michael, Deleon, Barry has pissed me off with this episode. Okay, just pissed me off. So anyway, my thoughts, Geneva, come outside. Please come outside. Come outside. I just want to talk. Because you decided to walk in the door, you grabbed Anika, picked her up like you was just so concerned, then had the audacity to walk over to William, crying, asking, is he okay? Ho, is you cool? Are you okay? You literally stabbed him walked out of the door, and just left. So now you want to know, is he okay? Oh, is you cool? Come outside. Come outside. Bring it on in. I mean, this, give me what I need. Come outside. So the rest of the ladies arrive, I think, along with Javon and what's his name? Jefferson tells the ladies to go into the kitchen. So here comes the EMS people, and a fake ass Officer Fantasia walks in, arriving, asking, whose house is this? So she got a little shitty attitude. Girl. So she was like, what happened? Javon was like, we can't answer that. I'm representing Geneva, so we can't answer that, but we'll get you a statement. Yada, yada, yada. Fine. So the police said this is a crime scene. This is a homicide investigation. Madam, how is this a homicide? Is he unalive? We need to know. Yes, this is a little crime scene, but is he unalive? Because that's how y'all making it. Ooh, that made me mad. So Naomi, she has no clue as to what is going on right now with her friends, because Naomi is so interested in Naomi. Naomi is so interested in revenge that I really need to find the right words for Naomi, but it's a mess. She's a mess. Like, she is a ticking time bomb. Well, look like the bomb already went off, but she tripping. Like, she has no awareness of what's going on. Like, it even feels like she has no care in the world about nobody except for herself, and what she's doing to Franklin, what she wants to do to Franklin, how she wants to do things to Franklin. Like, nothing matters to her but her anger and her revenge. Anyway, Hakeem calls her. He wants his money, and I was like, you know what? Send her to jail. And when you put her, when you have a cell for her, put Geneva in that cell next to her. Okay? Because then we get back to the hospital, right? So Anika was sitting next to her mom. She was like, I want my daddy. So Geneva was like, okay, you got to stop this. So Anika said, what happened to my daddy? I don't want to be with you. I want to be with my daddy. So then Geneva started to cry, because we want you to cry. We want you to cry because you didn't have that to do. You didn't have that to do. Okay? So Anika goes in for the kill shot. Okay? She said, my mommy is mean to my daddy, and I want my daddy. I said, period. You better clock it. I'm kidding. So Anika asks, where is he? She keeps asking, and what broke me is when she asked Rashida, did my daddy go to heaven? I said, I beg your finest of pardons. Because, first of all, William better not be gone. Okay? William just better not be gone. But we still up in the air. Anyway, Rashida was like, hey, she tells Anika, we can go pray for your dad. Do you want to do that? And Anika was like, okay. Oh, she is so cute, y'all. She is so cute. So Bridget was like, well, Rashida, I'll take Anika and you stay here. And as she's telling her to stay here, she signals to Rashida to have a conversation with Javon. And so Bridget takes Anika for a snack and to go pray. And so Rashida goes to have a conversation with Javon. So Rashida decided she wanted to quote scriptures to the son of Satan. Okay? The way Javon is acting real obtuse right now, like he don't know what Rashida is saying, talking about, are you calling me the devil? Sir, yes. You are an agent of chaos. You are very much the agent of chaos. You cause confusion wherever your feet may trail. Okay? So, Javon said, when he said he didn't, I didn't think you thought so highly of me. I said, wow. So Rashida said, listen, we are not dealing, y'all know that scripture, for we are not dealing with flesh. So she quoted that scripture. And I was just like, sir, the devil just have you in a chokehold right now. Like, my guy, the devil has you in a chokehold. So Rashida was like, you don't even know you being used. You being used by the enemy, son. So Rashida tells Javon, like, you slept with Geneva and you're currently sleeping with Tiffany. And he was like, well, you don't know the full story. You only getting half the story. Sir, what is your side? Because, again, your side has no weight. Even based on how you moving, it has no weight because you are all the way wrong. You are just as wrong as Geneva, and a little bit of, you're just as wrong as Geneva. Like, y'all literally have Tiffany in the dark. And I just don't think that that's fair. Anyway, Javon says what him and Tiffany have is real. Is it? Okay, because my heart broke for Tiffany at the end of the scene. But we'll get there. So, she was like, so when are you going to tell Tiffany? So he was like, when everything cools down, this whole situation blows over. So Rashida was like, nah, player, you need to go ahead and tell her. And so Javon was like, you want me to tell her right now? Do you feel like it's a good idea? Geneva was like, you think you smart. You don't want to tell her because you're trying to be the smartest person in the room. And yeah, this ain't what this is. So then they get into a scripture of bars. Okay? And listen. When somebody is being used and the enemy is just so on them, you can say one thing and it'll poke a nerve. And in that moment, what I saw was Rashida speaking directly to the enemy, to Javon, but just how over the years being in church, I just learned, like, I'm talking to you, but you, like Rashida was like, you are being used. So I'm talking to the enemy. So when the enemy came out, of course, Javon, he started cursing. Then he tried to count the church's money. He's talking about how the cars they have, the house, and all that. So Rashida was like, I hope pump your brakes, because what I got is generational wealth. My granddad was a steel tycoon. And she said, the church don't take care of us. We take care of the church. Like, we ain't over here fucking up the church's money, sir. Okay? Okay. I need water. So, anyway, Tiffany tells Jeff, she asked Jeff if he knew what was going on. Jeff was like, no. And she was like, okay, well, I know you ain't gonna lie to me, because of course these hoes ain't finna tell me nothing because they keep lying to me, or they're not being fully honest. And so Jeff was like, listen, we just need to pray. We gotta have faith and we need to pray. Geneva asked if God is going to forgive her for stabbing William. Jefferson says yes. But let me tell you something, Geneva. God may forgive you, but we won't. So come outside. Okay? Come outside. We just won't talk. We just won't pray for you. Come outside. We won't pray for you real bad. We just want to pray for you. All right? So Geneva feels like, listen, I don't want to be pastor right now because she feels guilty. She should. And something tells me she don't, but Jeff, without trying to do this, I think Jeff has a way of making her feel guilty. You know, that Holy Spirit is gnawing at her right now. Because you should feel bad. You should feel bad for what you did to William. But as we continue on, she does not feel bad. I tried to give her grace, but I can't. So Tiffany tells her, you know, this isn't like you. And Geneva looked at her and was like, whatever. And Tiffany was like, listen, what did I do? Tell me, what did I do? And Geneva was like, why are you making this about you? And I'm just like, you still won't be honest with your friend. Yes, in that moment, it felt like she made it about her, but she was just trying to be concerned. And it feels like anytime she shows you some concern, you bite her head off because you're mad at her for being with Javon instead of being honest, and she probably wouldn't have gotten with Javon. You let this go. You let all of this go to hell in a handbasket. I'm just saying, all of this could have been taken care of, but you allow all of this to go on the way that it did. So then we get back to Naomi. Bridget calls Naomi and tells her what happened, and Bridget, shut up. So then Naomi calls Javon because she wanted to talk to him about her case and her situation and wondered if Franklin lawyers contacted him. And he was like, no, not yet. So she thinks when she gets in town, the police is going to be there waiting. And he was like, I don't think so. But if you get into any trouble, give me a call. So in the next scene, we see Grayson and Francis. They're still at the police station. Grayson is diming his mammy out. Okay? He wants her to go to jail because he thinks that his dad is unalive. And I just don't feel like that's true. I feel like he's alive and well and kicking it. So, when he asked, hey, I want to see my dad, did he, he was just asking a lot of questions. So the police was like, he excused himself from them. And I was like, that right there is another telltale sign that Franklin is still here with us. I'm going to say this. Something, and y'all, again, y'all know I don't like Francis. But something tells me she know that Franklin is alive. So I don't know. I just feel like Francis like him, but she like him more because he rich. I don't like her. I don't trust her. Okay? But you know what? She's being supportive. His mom ain't shit. And she's supporting him. So I'm okay with Francis for now. So then Javon and Geneva goes around a corner. And he tells her, hey, I need you to stop saying that you stabbed William. She tells him, William was with a prostitute. The prostitute was in the house. And then it also felt like she was looking for a little validation from Javon. Saying, you don't know me. You don't know nothing about me. You know this man know about you. Your ego is so big, girl, that you can't see the forest for the trees. I have it that crap go. Anyway, Geneva then tells Javon that William hit her first. And I said, well, is this giving a little revisionist history? Just a little bit. So she showed Javon the bruise under her bang. Javon wants to take a picture so he can have documentation. So he don't know the truth of it. He was like, listen, this changes everything. So I guess the way they're going to do it, the way they're going to go about it is she was protecting herself. He attacked her and she was protecting herself. I don't know. So she said She said she went flying across the table. I said, "Oh, ma'am. Oh, ma'am. What? Come outside. I just want to pray for you." So, anyway, Tiffany and Rashida, they have a conversation. They talk about Javon. Tiffany tells Rashida that she feels like something doesn't sit right with her as it relates to Javon, and how you and Geneva are showing up. That makes it actually makes it worse. So because of all of these things, and she has no clue what's going on, she's gonna put a pause on Javon for now. She admits that she likes him a lot, but also how Javon makes her feel seen. She tells her when John saw them together, and Javon decided to make him jealous, John decided to pull a whole move and take her to court for more alimony. And again, they were so fixated, not Tiffany, but Geneva and Rashida so fixated with this whole situation over here that the only time y'all checked on Tiffany when it was about Javon. Like, the fact that you were like, "Oh my God, we didn't know." No, of course you didn't know. Of course you didn't know. You over here. So, Tiffany asks about the validity of their friendship. Like, she was like, "Are you looking out for me? Are we friends?" And I'm sorry, y'all. I would have to ask those questions myself. So Jefferson hit that corner and saw Javon and Geneva kissing. I said, "My God, on today." All right. So then we get to Naomi and Hakeem. They meet up at the diner, and he wants his money. He was like, "I want my money, and I want my money now." All right. And she wants him to wait longer. Now she wants to eat. After having him sit at that diner for 2 hours, she was watching him the whole time for 2 hours, because I guess she think he's trying to set her up. And so he tells her, "Listen, I unalived your husband." And in this moment, she plays totally dumb, deaf, and mute. She literally Karen this entire situation. She was loud and she ran out the store. "I don't know what you're talking about. What are you doing?" I was just like, oh wow. So as she's headed out, before she can get in her car, the police surrounds her. And I'm sure that the police surrounding her was because Grayson, called the police to catch his mom, because he want her behind bars bad. So back at the hospital, Sarah's there now. Sarah is there. Y'all know Sarah is the baby. Is the nanny. So Anika still wants her dad. Geneva comes back to the waiting room saying she wants Anika with her, but everybody was like, "That's not okay right now. Just let her go with Sarah." And then in this moment, you actually see Javon squirming, literally squirming in his seat, like he wants to say something, or he looked extremely uncomfortable. And so Geneva thinks, so Sarah takes Anika. They get Anika squared away, and Sarah takes Anika. So Geneva sits down. Jeff is looking at her. She feels judged in that moment. And she was like, "I see you judging me." And he was like, "I'm not judging you." And it looked like he was judging her. And she was like, he was like, "Everybody has a motive." And she was like, "He had a prostitute in my house." And they had their back and forward. And so he was like, "I understand." But he did ask, he said, "Why did he have the prostitute in her house? Like, let me pull out, let me pull it out you." And I think that's what Jeff tries to do. And so in the midst of all of that, Tiffany tells Geneva, I am so sorry. Geneva, I called you 10 million times. I keep asking you to come outside, but you just won't dot out that door. Anyway, she tells Tiffany, projecting, this is your fault. And I was like, wow. Like, she was like, this is your fault. Tiffany was like, how is this my fault? I don't know what's going on. Bridget was like, William is fighting for his life, and y'all out here acting a fool. And Jeff was like, hey, my boy, you gonna get in here and... Because what? Now it's time for you to speak up. Use your throat chakras. Speak up, my nigga. Like, that's not what Jeff said. But I feel like he wanted me to say that. And so, Javon was like, come on. I mean, no, I'm sorry, not Javon. Jeff asked Javon, do you want to have the floor? You want to tell him what's going on? Javon tells William, listen, let me give this to you in biblical terms. Take thine speck out of thy own eye. How would that go? Before you take the speck out of mine, nigga. Okay, they didn't say that. But, he had to quote him, had to come to him in his own words. Take thy speck out of your own eye, my boy, before you come to me. All right? So Jeff tells Tiffany, listen, I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. I saw him kissing her. She said, who? Tiffany, baby. But I get it. You need names. Say their names. Don't put it out on the playground. However Monique said it. So Jeff was like, I saw Javon and Geneva kissing. So Javon says to Jeff, so you want to tell your wife about Brenda and Anaya? Who? Because who? So Rashida was like, baby, what is this? And he was like, he don't know what he's talking about. He lying. I feel like you lying, Jeff. Who is Brenda and Anaya? So Tyler, you gonna make us wait 5 years? And I'm over exaggerating. You gonna make us wait 5 years to find out who the hell is Brenda and Anaya? That's why the people say they don't trust you, Jeff. Everybody felt like Jeff turned the leaf a little bit too fast. And I was like, nah, he cool now. We ain't get the 1A Jeff. We got it 1B Jeff. Okay? Who in the hell is Brenda and Anaya? Okay? We got to put a pin in this, I guess, to the next season. But don't let us forget Brenda and Anaya. Okay? So then he tells Rashida, no, he's just making stuff up. I don't know. Javon is a lot conniving. So I'm pretty sure he had got some stuff done. So, sir, do you have a family on the side? A baby mama and a daughter? Let me know who y'all think Brenda and Anaya is, because I damn sure think that's a daughter and a baby mama somewhere that he moved out of town. Anyway, we're gonna move it along. So Geneva, whose husband is laying in bed fighting for his life. Why? Because Geneva left that man for dead in my Mama D voice. You left your husband for dead. She decided to tell Tiffany, Javon came for me. She tells Tiffany that they had an affair years ago, and he's only with you to make me jealous. And Anika is his daughter, and I love him. I love you, Javon. I love you real bad. Bruh, ma'am, your husband is in in ICU 1A, room 1A, with traits and tubes and all that down his throat, and got stuff pinned up to him. The man in there fighting for his life, and you over here once again pissing off your best friend for your side nigga. When I grow up, I want to be as bold as Geneva. Do you understand me? This is where the season finale ended. Tyler Mother Clucking Perry. Because we won't fight you too. Because when is season 2 coming? Are they being renewed for a season 2? We have questions. Do not make us wait another year for this. Okay? And season 2 better be way better than season 1. William better be alive. Okay? Don't change out none of these characters. Keep Jeff. We need antagonists. Kadeen was a great antagonist. She was amazing. Shout out to everybody. Okay? On a side note, I really do love Kadeen. I can separate the character from the person. Geneva, girl. Okay, because just come outside. I just want to pray for you. I just want to pray for you, sis. Anyway, sorry, y'all. I know I get dramatic at the end of these seasons. Okay, I get a little bit dramatic, but that is who I am. Click your notification bell button, and I will have videos tomorrow, y'all. I'm trying to get them out. Again, I would like to explain to y'all what's been going on in my life, but I'm not there yet. But just click, get the notification, and work with your girl. Work with your girl. All right. So we're losing shows. So I'll be losing shows, but then I'll be gaining new shows. Just check my community board, all of the things. And let me see, do I have anything else? So tomorrow is Thursday. I'll be live over at the Black Girls Den podcast to talk about Divorced Sisters. I want to say around 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central time. So yeah, join us over there. I love y'all. I love y'all lots. Let me know what y'all think. Shout out to y'all for the outpouring in the Divorced Sisters video. The views, the people that came onto my channel for the Tyler Perry fan base. I hope y'all do like my content. Thank you, and welcome to all the new subscribers. Y'all, I appreciate y'all. Y'all comment, and I will comment back as I always do. And with all of that being said, I don't think I have anything. But this is your girl Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.